OPEC meeting ends without recommendation for further cuts, oilprice.com. WHO decides to halt hydroxychloroquine testing in trial, Bloomberg Markets and Finance. Alberta adds 48 new cases of COVID-19 after nearly 7,000 tests, CTV News Edmonton. If Buffy found religion, a Catholic order battles evil in Warrior Nun trailer, Ars Technica. Movie theaters reopen to few ticket sales and 0 new films, Inside Edition. Danny Masterson of That 70s Show charged with raping 3 women, CBC.ca. Trump asked China to help win 2020 U.S. election, offered favors to dictators, Bolton, Global News. UN vote deals Trudeau embarrassing defeat on world stage, Politico. Chris D'Elia speaks out amid sexual misconduct allegations, Access. MLB, Players Union talking 60-game season, full pay, report, CBC.ca.